really quick or straightened out. There we go. Just bumped into everything. Well, hello and welcome to Organized Planner Chic. I'm Lucinda. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so and select the bell for notifications. This is my first time ever doing a live video on YouTube, so bear with me. I want to thank all my Patreon members. I usually have a photo that's inside all of my videos that I edit and upload that thanks all of them by name. So I apologize, you wonderful patrons, that won't be shown today, but just go to Organized Planner Chic. I'm sorry, go to patreon.com/Organized Planner Chic and you can see all of them. Yeah, you can see all of their names and everything is just a little bit different, you guys. I have been sick for almost all of March. I am still not well. That's why I'm doing a live today, because that way I wouldn't have to worry about how long it might take to upload this video. Because when I did the last one, since the virus and everything, the coronavirus has kind of taken over everybody's lives, it took like 18 hours to upload a video. And because I'm trying to get well and trying not to be so frustrated about it, and trying to not get too anxious, I didn't want to deal with that today. I just really felt like it was going to stress me out. So I thought I'll go live. A lot of people are probably home right now. We can just see each other, or they can see me and chat and put a little comment and I can respond to them. And that way I know it will go up. So just to tell you, I've been fighting infection in my salivary glands. Also, I've had a history of dry eyes. I had some dry mouth issues. I was having lightheadedness, feeling like I was going to pass out, pain in my joints, pain in my head, just everything you can imagine hurting and just feeling really tired. And I was getting better. I was really struggling to get over the infection, and I got some new medication Monday. Finally saw the ENT, but they think I might have something called Seagram syndrome. I just saw a notice come on the screen. It disappeared, you guys. Now I can't see it. So if you were chatting, go ahead and put something else on there. I'd love to comment on there. But SJGRON Seagram syndrome. I can't remember how to spell it. And so I just need to get a final diagnosis so it can be treated. It's a lifelong disease, but it doesn't, shorten your life or anything, but it does require a lot for you to be doing. So today I feel better. I actually really rested yesterday completely. Gave myself opportunity to just not move much. And so I feel well enough to do the video, you guys. Oh, there I see some people say, wish you had your shop open. Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. I am not going to keep my shop open. Thank you so much for mentioning that. I am going to be closing my Etsy shop. I'm still going to make things and make them available for people to purchase, but I think what I'm going to do is just do it through Instagram until I set up my own separate website like I used to have years ago. So I'll be working on that. I need to get 100% well because I'm still not. I still have infection in my salivary gland, even though it's better. So I'm going to try to work on that happening in April, hopefully, where you can buy things. But if you know that there's something that you want, I probably still have it and we can do it through PayPal. So just go ahead and give me a comment or email me, on my page. My email address is there, organizedplannerchic@gmail.com, and I can still get it to you. I'm just not going to be doing through Etsy. It just hasn't been profitable for me. Not very. Okay, so let's go ahead and get, excuse me, get into what's been happening in my bullet journal to complete March. So if you aren't familiar with this traveler's notebook I made, and I'm sorry, I think I'm kind of going offline a little bit here and there. Oh, cool, you're on the page, so you'll message me. Okay, so yeah, so if the signal kind of goes out a little bit, just bear with me. I know a lot of people are online right now and it's just kind of interfering with our signal some. So I'm going to just kind of update really quickly in the very front where my collections are, what's happened since the previous month. And then we'll get to the really pretty pages for March and April. So here in March, I marked all the pages for my calendar, my task goals and milestone, which I've changed the title of that now, my index, to do this month, because this is what I actually call it on the pages. And then gratitude in my weekly / daily pages. And then I set up everything, there for April. You see, I'm almost done with this index, and I'm not almost done with, I think I probably will have at least 2 more months in this, maybe go through the middle of July. I'll probably just end it in June. But if you recall, when I set up this is an old Scribbles That Matter bullet journal that I had started and then changed and took some pages out a few years ago. And so I'm actually short a little bit of index stuff in here, because the key, then just 2 pages of index. I had taken some other pages out. So I will either tape additional page in here for the index if I need the room. I'm pretty sure I will. Or I might just tape a little page right here and do it as a fold out. So we'll see. But yeah, I've got that updated here for April and finished for March. And then here in March, I didn't have but like 4 things that weren't recurring in March. I don't have a lot of activity on March generally. So like I was supposed to have a Celebrate Recovery leadership meeting and a Phoenix Planner Friends for Christ in-person meetup, but I've been sick almost all of March, so I haven't been able to do either one of those. I had to cross those out. I did go to my doctor's appointment, and then I just needed to make a note that one of my debit cards expires on the 31st. So I need to make sure I have the card. I just need to activate it. But everything else is just recurring stuff, which I also mark, at the new month, which I'll get to that in a second. I have to say, this is my word for the year, liberty, and I do look at it every month, but I didn't take time to actually memorize the scripture that I did for it. So I need to do that. I'll set that up for April. All right, and then this I'm going to need to update, because my vision, mission, and slogan, part of that incorporated Etsy, and I'm not going to be doing Etsy anymore, but I'll still be making things. So I need to change some of that wording. So I'll be doing that in April as well. So here on the personal goals, just turn that around a little bit. Raise it up some. So here on the personal goals, I don't know if you guys can see, it's so tiny up here. So, I've been sick. So for weeks 10 and 11, I didn't do any bicycle riding or any yoga at all. Just no energy, no strength, lots of pain, lots of antibiotics. And then this is week 12. So I'm hoping today, I plan on trying to do some yoga today. No walking. I don't have energy for that yet. And then because last month when I did the set up for March, February wasn't quite over yet, but here is how I turned out in February. So my average sleep hours for January were 7.85. For February, there's 7.92, so that's pretty good. Then I did do a CR lesson. I think I did that before the last video for my bullet journal, my Celebrate Recovery lesson. I did one. And I'm working on sharing my testimony. Carol's holding me accountable, checking in every month for me to make sure I do that by October. And Kelly and I are still meeting every week to do our steps, but I've been sick, so I haven't been able to meet. And now that the coronavirus has pretty much shut things down, we haven't been able to meet and do that. But once I get to feeling, maybe next week, we can do it over the phone. And so I did have to cross out going to my son's graduation in May, because they're not having an in-person graduation, and his classes in person were all closed. The rest of them are online. So he's actually coming home on the 1st, and he'll just finish his college classes online. And hopefully we'll still get to go to Hawaii with our family in June, and Japan August 31st. So we're just paying attention how things are turning out. And then here at the bottom, this is how I turned out in February, because again, March isn't over yet, and February wasn't over when I did the last video. But this is what my Instagram number is, 1048, my Twitter 538, my Facebook, The Organized Planner Chic business page 642. Now this is what they were at the end of February, so they're bigger now, but the month's not over. My Facebook Organized Planner Chic crew 116, my Facebook Phoenix Planner Friends for Christ 14, and then my YouTube subs at that time was 2,700. My average watch time hours in a 12-month period was 6,040. Now my goal for the whole year was 6,000, but I've already exceeded that. I did not expect that. So 6,040. And then my average watch time, my goal is 5 minutes. And right now, or at the end of February, it was 4:10. So at the next video for when I set up May, then you'll be able to see the end of March and see how that turned out. And then on Patreon, so it's a little bit different now on Patreon. Make sure I'm centered here for you guys. So on Patreon, at the end of February, I had 5 Dapper members and 4 Stylish. And Stylish is the $5 members, and Dapper is the $4. But now I have 6. Is that right? I'm thinking wrong. Oh, no. I have 5 Stylish and 5 Dapper. Yeah, so I have 5 $5 people and 5 $1 people. So that's growing. And then Etsy, I haven't been doing that, so I'll be covering that up. Maybe replace it with whatever I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, so you guys can still get products. Okay, and now let's get to the pretty pages. So flip through March. All right, so here is how the March so far has looked. Today is the 26th, Thursday the 26th. I didn't march off the 25th yet because I'm doing the video right now for that was supposed to be done yesterday for Wednesday, but I definitely didn't feel well enough to get it done and up in time. I do like the way the doodles turn out for this time with the ladybug. I love this ladybug I did on the leaf. It turned out really, really nice. So just simple, pretty little doodles. And I never did decorate this spread. I was thinking I was going to be writing all over it, doing lots of notes and thinking, but I wound up being sick almost all the whole month. So that's how it turned out. And then this was my gratitude and today is the 26th. So I've done a good job, got it all caught up to the 25th and paying attention. I've been really grateful. It's been difficult and challenging being so sick and just not being able to do the things that I want to do. But I thank God that I didn't lose my mind and I stayed encouraged until really early yesterday. Well, maybe the night before I cried and prayed, but I was encouraged while I was praying and I knew God was with me and he wasn't leaving me, that all of this is part of his plan and I was going to feel normal again. But yesterday I tried to do more than I could and then I got frustrated. But my worship pastor called and encouraged me to rest, and that was what I needed to do, was to just rest. So after the morning, I just rested. I did nothing. I did nothing for myself. My husband took really good care of me, and I'm very grateful for that. And so then this is how the first week looked. And that first week, I was still continuing to do this type of Dutch door, which I did really like this. And I enjoyed just doing some stickers and a lot of just kind of line drawing, just freehand line drawing. But then I did some doodles back here. So this was a sticker and that was a sticker. And then I drew these to mimic the stickers. And I like the way they turned out and colored them. And then I just drew these leaves around this sticker in the center. And then here, this week, these are stickers that are for my Patreon members. And as you know, or if you don't know, if you join and become a Patreon member at any point in time, you can still access the old products and stuff. So this was a printable that's still available for Patreon members. And then in here, I did a different type of Dutch door, which I did going forward. So I did my Bible study on this side of the Dutch door with a memory verse down here. And then this was my growing notes. These are the notes with questions that we get from church. And I answered those questions. And then I did my Japanese study on the other side. And then here I continued with Tuesday and Wednesday. My to-dos there at the bottom, my weather and what time I go to bed and what time I got up. Now, a couple of times I didn't do that. I wasn't feeling well. I didn't keep up with it for a few times. So here and there, just not feeling well. And this sticker was also from my Patreon account that I made for my patrons. And then you can see this whole week I didn't keep up with what time I went to bed and got up. Definitely didn't do any exercise, like I said. This little sticker is what they use, one of the things that they put on you when they're monitoring your heart. This is one of my hospital things. I went to the ER 3 times, you guys. It's just sad, but it was necessary. Okay, and here I did some more doodles this week. So I did all these in pen, and I thought I might just leave it all in pen, but I wound up deciding that I really would rather color them in. So these are all doodles that I did, and I wrote a little note that says, never let life stop you from blooming. And then I drew this and colored that using Tombow dual brush markers. And then this is Bible study, the memory verse, and a quote of the week. This quote of the week was from Desmond Tutu, and it says, our maturity will be judged by how well we are able to agree to disagree and yet continue to love one another, to care for one another and cherish one another and seek the greater good of the other. I love that. And then I did not study any new pages in Japanese this time. I just put up that said, I did not feel well enough this week to study a new section of Japanese, but I did do some character review and some greeting review. And then I drew these doodles as well. I really like the way they turned out. Of course, these are all stickers, but this is my doodle and my doodle. I did keep up with my hours of sleep there. And then I did some big doodles here. So this real pretty tulip and this flower, I did those all in ink first and decided to color them later. And then these are all stickers. And I did okay on keeping up with some of the hours there. Just was, I had started feeling better, and then I started feeling way worse. It's crazy, man. Infections can just bring you down so bad. And then this current week, I just didn't have, again, a lot of energy, started having a little bit discouragement with this infection not going away and just not being able to do stuff like I wanted to do. And so I just said, I'm just going to do some color. I'm not going to do anything that requires thought. And so I just did some little abstract stuff. And abstract work makes me feel at peace. It just relaxes me. So, you know, you just do some shapes and you color them in, or you paint them in, or you wash them, whatever. And then I just took a little scrap of paper and made a little book here. And I wrote down everything that my ENT doctor said was the results and what was going on and probably going on with me. And I put that all in here, put a little sticker from my stickers of Vincent van Gogh's art. And then I started to feel, you know, started getting caught up a little bit better, a little more notes here. Yeah. And so I do need to continue with my Bible study. And I haven't gotten very much done that's supposed to be done, priority for this week, but I'm hoping I can get some of those things done now that I'm feeling pretty normal today. I'm still really tired, but I'm feeling a lot more normal, if that makes sense. And so started some new character review, haven't done any new section or greeting review, but I'm hoping I can get that done, you know, some of that starting tomorrow. And so like I said, Tuesday night, I was crying and praying. And then Wednesday morning, I tried to do more than I should. And my worship pastor called me and encouraged me. I mean, that's not why I called. I was supposed to sing this weekend, but encouraged me to really let my body rest. And so, yeah, not productive in a way of making things or doing any art or anything like that, but definitely allowed myself to rest. And I really needed that. And I allowed my husband to really take care of me. So I did keep track of the weather, the hours, my weight, everything this time. Got one thing done on Tuesday, but I did, you know, a little bit more abstract stuff there. And then today is Thursday. So today I caught up in my bujo mostly, doing my live YouTube videos. So I'll cross that off. And the only other two things I want to give myself a chance to accomplish today is to pay myself, which I didn't pay myself from last Friday. I pay myself every week, and pay my tithes. And then that will wrap up this week and start April. Okay, so for April, I want to show you, this is actually a printout of some original watercolor I did. So this is the original that I did for my Patreon members. but it normally prints out way better than that on sticker paper, and I'll show you what I mean. So here is one of my junk journals, and then this is the original on the right next to the printout on the very same sticker paper. However, my printer is running out of ink, and so it's a lot more faded right now. But that's okay, it's still pretty. Just wanted you to see what it normally looks like. And so then I just went with kind of a sunflower theme after that, going forward. And so that's what got some sunflowers up there. Got my legend again of all my recurring things to take care of and all of that good stuff, anything scheduled. And then actually the original on this one, because I had two different versions that I did for my Patreon members. I did one that had spring typed on it, and then I did one that had nothing typed on it. So I printed this one that has spring, and then I added into April. But at first I put March accidentally, and I just colored over it with a Tombow dual brush pen that matches pretty well, and wrote April on top of that. Actually, let me take that back. I covered it with a scrap of sticker paper, white sticker paper, then took the Tombow and then wrote over it. And those are the top of the sunflowers. And then this is my setup for my to-dos for this month. And so I've broken it up by personal, YouTube Organized Planner Chic, and YouTube Lucinda Worships, which is my second YouTube channel, Lucinda Worships. And I haven't been able to do much the last week and a half or two because I've been sick last 2 weeks, but I'll be picking it up. And then Patreon, I'm all in my Facebook groups and pages, and Instagram and Twitter. And then here's another sunflower that I doodled. And then for gratitude, I did a sunflower there in the center, and I wanted it to look quite a bit different from the other one. So here's how the other one looks, and I think it does look very different. And so that's where my gratitude will go across the page. And then I just set up all of the pages for the next week. I haven't done any decor yet, but so it'll have this week with some type of art, my priorities for the week, Monday to do, and then the high, low, what time I go to bed and wake up, how many sleep hours, my weight, and what exercise I did, my Bible study with the memory verse and quote of the week, my Japanese, and with the character review and conversation / grammar review. And then the same thing on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday in terms of, to do and notes. All of this is for notes and art, etc., all the way through Sunday. All right, well, that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Any thumbs up and subscriptions and sharing and liking and commenting really helps my video a lot. So I really appreciate it when you guys do that. You can check me out on Instagram at Organized Planner Chic, where I post all of my creative ventures and adventures. I have 2 Facebook groups. The local one is called Phoenix Planner Friends for Christ, and we meet in person every month and have lots of planner fun. We're actually meeting on our Facebook group right now and through different apps and posting videos and stuff. I'm going to be trying to do a Zoom app thing here shortly as well. So that's cool since everybody's, at home because of the virus. And then also the other group for anyone around the world is called Organized Planner Chic Crew. And there we do giveaways and try to stay in touch every day with posts and videos and Facebook Live and all of that. And then if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic. And until next time, happy planning. Okay, I see some comments before I stopped that I couldn't see earlier. So it says, you are going to Japan? Yes, we are supposed to be going to Japan in August the 31st. We've been planning this trip, my son, my mom, my niece, and I. So my mom is 75, so she's the only person we're kind of concerned about, but we're hoping that things have calmed down and everything's working out around the world by that time. So we will see. And let's see what else I see. I think that's it. All right, you guys. Signing out for real this time. Goodbye.